Good morning, everybody. So I wanted to do a reading this morning. I don't know. It seemed like for the past week, it's been a lot of purging and clearing, and I believe this is the start of the retrograde as of the second. So I do feel like a lot of the things that we're going through right now is meant for us to reanalyze what we're doing. Good morning, Miss Lisa. I'm glad you tuning in because I don't know. It's been a lot of crazy stuff going on lately. Like even I was just about to say our city is going through like so much turmoil. Um, so I wanted to pull the energy to see actually what was taking place. I already could feel what's taking place. I just know that it's the retrograde. And what's taking place is everybody is getting a wake up call, whether they take it or not. Some people is gonna take heave of the wake up call, some people is not. But I do feel like the energy that is taking place right now is for people lessons. So what I'm gonna do a lesson, a soul journey lessons card, see what's actually in the collective taking place right now. What energy is actually taking place? Why so much negativity? What is it meant for us to do? And I do feel like the card change is gonna come out. For the fact of it is, I feel like it's something that in everybody that needs to change, whether it's for the good or for the bad. Some people is gonna look at it like it's for the bad, but some people are gonna look at it for the good, because if it's for your purpose, you gotta do it anyway. But I do feel like some of the things that, like the destruction that's taking place right now, these shootings, kids getting hit by cars, mad different things is taking place because it's for you to pay attention to your own life and not the world, not everybody else's life. Because what you do, you invite exactly what's going on in the world into your own environment. So I do feel like this is what's taking place. We entwining ourselves with setups every day, whichever way it comes. And I feel like that's what spirit is trying to nudge everybody to see. Like the more and more that we focusing on the things that is not meant for our highest good, is the more and more that God, spirit, Buddha, whoever you believe in, is gonna keep knocking your ass back. Yes, I do, cuz I'm very spiritual, but I'm also a realist person. Like I don't sugarcoat nothing. I'm not gonna be something that everybody else want me to be. But the energy I've been feeling right now has been very, very, very heavy. And I do feel like it's a big purging situation that's taking place right now in the collective. Like the things that we've been avoiding to cleanse away or to pay attention to is now being brought back up, or is coming back at us in a harder way. And it's for you to pay attention, for you to do the things that spirit is telling you to do. Um, yes, we are in control of our lives, but there is a higher power above us, whoever you believe in. So one thing we got to realize, no matter what, on knees shall bow. And it's not you being in control of other people. Yes, there is something that's in control of our life because we was created. And us being created, you know why we can't go above the clouds? Or somebody said one day, oh, why you think the spaceships can't go into outer space? Because that is where the gods are. There is another world out here, and I do feel like that. I do feel like there's another place where spirits do go, and whether we acknowledge it or not, it's written. Health. A lot of people is going through health issues. A lot of people is, and it don't got to be physical health. It could be spiritually sick. A lot of people is spiritually sick, so it's dealing with their soul. Souls have to be retrieved. Listen, one thing for certain I do know, and I've been in church, I've been to the Jehovah Witness church, I've been Christians, I've been to Baptist churches, I've been around Catholic people. One thing they all preach the same: if your soul ain't right, your physical form ain't right. So what I feel like a lot of people that's having illnesses and things like blemishes, people having certain out of body issues going on, that is basically dealing with your health because your soul is not right. Your spiritually are not corrected. This is why you're going through so many things with your health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. You can't, your physical vessel is attached to you, right? But if your soul is not right, then your physical vessel is weak. That means A lot of us are going for the fleshly things of this world, and we're not nourishing our soul. We're nourishing our physical aspect. Whether it's with us drinking, smoking, having sex with multiple people, intimacy, we're not listening to what spirit is installing in us, and that's the things that we are divinely supposed to do. Yes, we do all got freedom of choice, but if you're not making the right choices, it's just like you being a mother or a father to a child. We're going to keep chastising our children until they get it right. If they don't get it right, then they're going to suffer the consequences on their own. That's usually when they're grown. But the more and more we control our kids as far as what they do wrong, and we allow them to keep doing it wrong, and they're not learning on their own, that's when you come in and you chastise them. You tell them, listen, you're not doing it right. So what you think spirit is doing to us? Same exact thing. Ain't no difference. We are still a soul. We all belong to one source. Whether we praise God, Gaia, whoever we praise, we still are connected to one source, and that's the Almighty. Spirit has no name. This is why I don't believe in the name Jesus, God, none of that. Because a lot of us don't realize that only things that is labeled is things that's restricted. And spirit is not a restriction. It comes in, it destroys what it needs to destroy in order to replenish. And that's what everybody got to realize what's going on. A lot of these people that is going through so many things is for the families to wake up. If you keep having repeated cycles of losing loved ones, because I've been through that. My family been through that 6 years ago. We lost 8 people back to back within months apart. So what ended up happening, it destroyed my soul. I broke down mentally, physically, and emotionally. My body followed my spirit. But what I do know, when I rebuilt myself, when spirit started pouring back into me what I lost, it gave me more. It gave me wisdom. It gave me knowledge. This is why everybody is being broken down right now to their physical form. Their physical form has to become weak as well as their spirit. When your spirit is weak, your physical form is going to become weak. That's why everybody is going through depression. Sometimes when people kill themselves, this is what everybody got to understand. No, we say it's not right. Some people cannot handle the physical planes. Some people cannot physically handle everything in this world because their soul is not matching the physical form. Our bodies, our egos want to do something different than our souls. So what end up happening, it combats with each other. That's how you get somebody that goes through depression, anxiety. It's just a whole bunch. That's where the mental health issues start to fall in place. But the second card that came out is guilt. A lot of us are still doing guilt. Spirit is not made for you to feel guilty, because if you're living in your own path, how can you feel guilty about being yourself? That's where we all fuck up at in this world. We guilty about things that we cannot be because other people want us to be. There's no guilt in this world. That's a sin, if you ask me. Because who said that we all got to be the same? We are made in his image, and his image is different from everything else. So when I see guilt, it says I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. You cannot feel guilty for following your own path. You cannot feel guilty for being who you are. You cannot feel guilty at all. A lot of people is still breaking down with guilt. Forgiveness came out. We have to forgive those that harmed us, and we got to forgive ourselves for harming people, because this is still our life that we is living. Forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. When you harbor resentment to people, and even if you harboring resentment from your past, we're not supposed to do that. Some things have to end for things to begin. Change has to take place in our life. The reason why you got to forgive, I feel like a lot of us have to end the guilt that we have within ourselves and not forgiving ourselves for the things that we chose in this world, in our physical form, because our souls have chosen differently. You can't hold that resentment against yourself. You got to forgive yourself. It says, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. When you resent forgiving those and you forgiving yourself and forgiving other people, you do block your blessings. That's where your health issues become stagnated. You become so wrapped up in your health, meaning that you become stressed the fuck out. You're not going to be able to manifest because we're still guilty about some things that we did in the past. This is when, how can I say it, karma follows you when you attract it back into your world. If you already acknowledge the fact that you ask spirit to forgive you, you have to forgive yourself now. Then you got death. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. So anything that ends is not the end for you. It's for you to learn from. And you take what you learned and you forgive for what you just did or what that person did. You move on. You move forward. You have to end some things in order for new things to come in. It's like decluttering your house. You know how your parents say clean, spring cleaning? Spring cleaning consists of removing the old and bringing in the new. I always used to throw away all my clothes, and I've been saying this lately because my old clothes I still got. And every year, whenever I used to do spring cleaning, I throw everything away to the bottoms of me not having nothing. And I will repurchase everything over in my home. I know that for a fact that that's something that's always built up in me. And that's endings are beginnings. I have to release the old things in order to bring the new things in. So death does not mean, endings does not mean it's over. Endings mean that it's for you to rebuild again. Something got to die in you, or something has to die in the universe, in your world, in order for new things to come in that is promised to you. Everybody say, oh, I pray, and I ask God for this, I ask God for that. But what are you not letting go in order for him to bless you with the new? You got to let go the negative things. You got to let go the things that always restricted you. You got to let go the guilt. You got to forgive yourself and forgive others. Because if not, you begin to stagnate your mental health. You begin to become stressed. Oh, didn't I say change was going to pop out? In the beginning of my video, I said change is going to pop out because a lot of people have to accept change now. And then surrender popped out too. 2 other cards popped out, and I'm going to actually take them because worry and perseverance. All right. And I think this is going to be it. And guess what? At the bottom is acceptance. So I'm going to keep these cards. So the first card that I did see, and I kept saying in the beginning of my video, I said, I feel like the reason why all this energy is going on because everybody has to accept change. Everybody has to start changing things about them. And it's confirmed that when it says death. Wow. I'm going to really rewind this song because I was playing some music and this came back on. Some song came on and the words that just popped up is exactly what I'm saying. Wow. I'm going to go back to that song in a minute. But change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. So you have to change the directions of yourself in order for you to bring in new things. You have to bring in new things. And I swear this song is so on point that it's on. And I'm reading the words while I'm saying this to y'all. But it's weird. Listen, I'm gonna play this song back for the fact of it is because what the song is saying is in reference to my message, and it's weird, and it's a gospel song. So I know that I'm really, really connected to source right now. This is the biggest message. Change. It says change. I understand that nothing can move, grow, or evolve without movement. So if you still keep doing the same old thing, accepting the same old thing, moving the same old way, how can you want better for yourself if you're not changing the directions that you're accepting or the things that you're accepting or the things that you're doing? Yes, everybody say perseverance. I'm glad this card did come out because perseverance is what keep you going. But if stuff is not changing, you keep doing it the same way, what the fuck is the answer to you? It's something about you got to move in a different way. It's like this. Say you give a car a tune-up. Now, I'm not a mechanic, but I'm just speaking off the top of my head. A tune-up is to change the coils in the wires, the plugs in the wires for the car, for the engine. Now, when you change, until you change that, your engine stalls, right? That means your car is not able to get you to where you need to go. So when that happens, and then you go, as you being the person that's driving that car, you do the maintenance to that car. You remove them old coils and them old wires, and you replace them. Now the engine works perfectly fine. Gas is lasting. How can I say? All your fuels is on point. You able to travel from here to New York with no problem without stalling. Now you here to go. You able to not have to worry about the fluids in your car because you have just changed something in it. Now, after you change the coils in that car, the car runs better. What did you just do? You moved the old to bring in the new, so that way the car can keep running the way it needs to run. Now, surrender came. You have to surrender to yourself, not to people. You have to surrender to spirit and yourself. You have to accept the things that God is telling you or spirit is telling you to do. I can release my need to control. You cannot let nobody control you, and you cannot control nobody. That's not what we was put here in this world to do. We was put here in order to find our own path and our own destiny so we can live abundantly in our own way. Own is the own word of this whole meaning. This is why we are not happy in our own selves, because we're not owning ourselves. You got perseverance. You have to have perseverance in order to survive. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. I know, as in I know, your wisdom. Your wisdom can move you a long way. If you're a wise person and you're still doing dumb shit, what is the sense of spirit giving you the knowledge that it's giving you? Not for you to just sit there and not use it. Obviously, you're a leader in some type of way. You are made to teach those that do not know. I know because I am made to do this, to speak to you. I speak to people on a daily basis about, like, no, I'm not perfect. No, I don't. I can't say I don't have my own problems and my own issues. I'm not a perfect person. But I am a person that's still able to say that I am human, that I am put here to learn lessons, that I am here to learn how to do things on my own so that way I can live in my own divinity. And this is just an add-on to me. This is what the knowledge that I'm getting, that I'm receiving from spirit, I have to pour into other people. Because if I don't, I become blocked. Because that's what my assignment is. I'm sitting here to do. It's to uplift other people that is going through trials and tribulations, whether it look bad to the world or not. I don't judge people. You can't judge people. Worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. A lot of people worry about certain things. You worried about certain things or other people. This is why I said this goes together. This right here is exactly what it is. We worry too much about what people think or what other people feel. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. You're not going to change nothing by just worrying about it. You're not. And you're not going to change nothing by having guilt. That's not going to work. So when things end, or you feel like things are coming to an end, that's not the ending of you. That is just the end of that cycle. That's a karmic cycle. That's a cycle that had to end. This is why spirit says acceptance. Accept it. You have to leave with acceptance, not being mad, not feeling hurt, not feeling used, not feeling like you abused, not feeling like you're not a lovable person. You know why? Because regardless of what, you were made for the life that you live in. You have to have the discernment spirit to know what's for you and what's not for you. Some things are meant for you to be a blessing to others for that time being, so you can move forward with your life and receive your overflow. Acceptance. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. If you cannot change things and this spirit is telling you to, here go that word, change. If you cannot change certain things, it's for you to surrender, not to worry, But keep up the perseverance. Forgive those that done you harm, and people gotta forgive you, or you gotta forgive yourself for ending things, so that way new things will come in. It might be a blessing for you and the other parties around you to end certain situations, because it will allow other people to be who they need to be without your control. So, guys, I don't know. This is just a message that I felt that needed to come across. I'm signing out. You have a wonderful day. I might be back live later to do some more readings. Have a good one, everybody.